And we're live here at the Aviva Fan Studio. Ireland leading by 28 points to nil. Bit of a cakewalk. We're joined again by our panel of experts here. I'm delighted to say Donnacha Ryan is here, Mike McCarthy's here, and still here, Fiona Steed. We're getting into some
Mike Ross is here. Mike Ross.
He's going to give us some scrum expertise now in just a minute.
Cupcakes.
Lure him in. Here we get into some very deep analysis of this game before it. Like with bonus point in the bag around the half-hour mark. This is, I mean, it's a bit easy is what I've written up here. It's a bit too easy, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. What's interesting is that they're running the ball from inside their 22 and just really having a crack. And I suppose there was all this talk during the week that you didn't really see the Irish backline, but today you've seen every opportunity they've had an attack, they've had a cut, and it's been great to see. Every time they pass the ball to the forwards up front, they always have somebody out the back as an option. So it's really the Italians are really struggling with it, and they're very stretched. And some fantastic hands for Conor Murray's try from Jack Conan. Two tries were very similar to each other, just a rip pass across, and either both centres crashing over. And as I said, a fantastic turnover from Dan Levy on the fourth try for Keith Earls. So really stressing the Italians, and yeah, look, hopefully it's I think the second half now, I think Ireland are going to reopen up even more, which is
we get double bonus points. That's the way this thing works, right?
yeah.
But even the intent early on, Fiona, was there, like, because they'd spoken all week. Oh, we're not worried about the bonus point. We're definitely not thinking about the bonus point. And the first opportunity they get, they're kicking straight to the corner. They're thinking about the bonus point straight away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, not everything has come off, you know, a little bit, you know, some of the loop that I think everybody knows the loop round now, and that it's not, you know, it's, but absolutely, and it's great, you know, and hopefully Tyke Furlong's okay. Oh, you're going to that next. Will we leave that to next?
Yeah, no, listen, go for it.
Yeah,
no, go for it.
No, but hopefully he is okay.
Your
but
expertise in this area, obviously, he's a hamstring injury, it seems.
Yeah, as a physio, as opposed to knowing all about tight heads. Which
well, a bit of everything. A bit of all of that.
A bit of all of that.
HIA, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, HIA here. So it looks like the hamstring. So, but great opportunity for him now, isn't it? You know that he gets to play
for Porter,
76 minutes.
Well, it was exactly that thing you spoke about beforehand, the opportunity to get these guys in and get them game time.
That's it. So you know, and he's doing all right. But as we said before as well, it's not the same sort of Italian pack that they used to have before, and they're all new young lads as well, and you know, building on it. But no, look, it's great to see, isn't it? So. Yeah.
The hamstring injury, the duration of it, I'm not asking you to, you haven't seen any nature of it or whatever, it's so it's difficult to tell, but generally...
Depends on, like, it could have been, okay, he felt something and they're going, okay, just get him off because we need to win the Six Nations here, you know, so you might be looking at 2 weeks, okay, right. If it's just a grade 1, you could be looking up to 6 weeks, depending on the severity of it. Yeah. That'd be the same for any muscle tear, really. So we just have to wait and see what they classify it as. I'm sure they'll take him off out there to get the scan, you know, probably before the end of the match even.
Fiona's leading physio, by the way. I'm sort of not having some random conversation with somebody who doesn't...
Chartered physiotherapist, that's it.
Absolutely. So, yeah, like in terms of that, Mike, it's a good opportunity, and we'll probably start to see some other changes now that, I mean, the game is done and dusted, essentially.
I think my prediction's pretty on track.
So what's this, like, extra ink that's falling at the end of it there?
Oh, yeah.
And that I have the top off the marker,
so we haven't seen too much action down this half, but we're looking forward to seeing some in the second half. But I think first 10 minutes we were probably a little bit guilty of chucking the ball around a bit too much, and you know, you've got to earn the right to go forward. So I'm sure that message got on pretty early doors, but you know, a few 50-50s, a few knock-ons, but then since the first 10 minutes it's been one-way traffic, and yeah, it's tough going for Italy when Ireland have had to defend. Italy are literally going absolutely nowhere. So no, we're looking good. We're looking good at half time.
I want to talk to Donnacha about well, all of you about the tries and the try scorers, particularly Keith Earls, like such a key player in the movement last week that resulted in the drop goal. In the form of his life, a try there again towards the end to secure the bonus point.
Oh,
like, what have you noticed with him over the last little while, a guy that you know pretty well?
He just looks. Obviously, he was injured for the November series. Got freshened up, I suppose, and then I think he's changed a lot of his gym stuff. You can see he's a lot more flexibility and stuff, and he looks really light in his feet. Even the spring, but that last week at that stage of the game, just rising so high.
That 10 metres in the air was an unbelievable jump, wasn't it?
It's incredible. But But like even today, you see the Italians off every restart have kicked the ball down on top of him, and he's caught every single ball. And he's
not looking to offload it either. He's happy to take it into contact.
Just doing the basics well, fundamentals well, not allowing Italy to get any momentum back into the game at all. And I know it's kind of maybe boring to watch, but it's those basics are allowing the Irish team to attack inside the 22 and going forward. But before that, Dan Levy's he's a fantastic flexibility to get over and post that ball. Johnny rips it wide, and then to Bundy, sees a hole and gives it to Keats, who is doing really well. Andrew Porter, actually, just before those 2 tries the centre scored, he made 2 big carries as well. So it's great for him, for his confidence as well, and as Fiona said, just to build up some endurance for latter games, because the reality is, it's a tie might not be involved for next week's game, so you're looking towards Andrew and probably John Ryan to come back in as well. So the more experience he has with the pack and under a bit of pressure, the lads are obviously looking after him out there. It bodes well. Just on Keith Earls, he put a great hit in as well down the touchline. So he's not the biggest guy, but he's really powerful, and so he absolutely smashed the guy into touch, which was so he's shown his defence and attack. So both been really good.
The centres particularly as well, an area to talk about. I mean, they've been key to a lot of these things. I was surprised to see that's Robbie Henshaw's 33rd cap, I think, maybe only his 3rd try.
I know, if you look at the 2 tries that the centres got, that Bundyaki and Henshaw got, they were just a little crash ball, a little bit of a jink and over, but it was the process that got them into that position. But it's great that we have the flexibility and the manpower to be able to do either or, because that could have just as easily as gone out the back, But you need to be able to score those close-in tries when you get there.
Would you expect him to be scoring more tries than 3 and 33 for a player like that?
No, because a lot of his work, I suppose, is the hard work, isn't it? The hard yards, as they say, and it's the unseen work, as well. So, no, I don't think so. I think because a lot of the tries, like if you look at Keith Earls last year, when he scored, like in the summer series, and he just scored tries after tries, and because he was on the end of it. So it just depends on what type of game that they're playing. Henshaw's try against New Zealand, wasn't it? I mean, that if you're going to score 1 or 2 or 3, let's make it count. And that, I'd say he would have given up 10 tries to get that one. So it's where you score them and how you score them, I think.
Keep your comments coming into us. We've got some good stuff on Facebook and Twitter. Hashtag Aviva Fan Studio. One here from Fiona on Facebook, who wonders if Ireland are going to keep Italy from scoring over the course of the game.
Well, I did suggest that, didn't I?
That's
tries, no tries.
Says 6.
Yeah, but no tries. So, tries.
I think it was mentioned the discipline at the start, and I think it's maybe 6 penalties to 1 in favour of Ireland. So it's the Italian discipline has been quite poor, and that generally it's very disheartening for the pack as well. If they're constantly going back, you can see Sergio Parisi threw a 40-metre pass across the pitch to put the whole team under pressure. So that's why you probably might see, hopefully, that their heads won't drop, make it more of a game of it, so that the Irish team can get more of a challenge. But I think the discipline is really killing the Italians. I suppose it's due to the fact that they've been under so much pressure and attack from the Irish backs.
I think the Irish as well will set new objectives at half time, like this game is won, so they'll set now, well, is it to keep them to 0? Each individual player will have their own set of objectives that they want to achieve in this half as well. So, the goalposts change slightly, so it's not now about, okay, beating Italy, it's about what do we do.
Try and keep the interest, essentially, for the second 40 minutes.
Well, no, but for each individual, because there's competition for places, as well, and also for, it is the discipline, and it is the, so is our defence strong? But to be honest, Italy have shown nothing.
It's been terrible, haven't
they? They've been absolutely brutal. Like if we're going to say, haven't they?
Scary thing for Italy now is this bench is built for impact. So you got Kieran Marmion, Sean Cronin coming on, Jordan Lamo. So that's out and out pace coming on the pitch. So there's, I really think the floodgates are going to open. Yeah, we should see. All right, I want to get a question from the crowd here as well. You've been brilliant so far, everybody. Mike is getting very nervous over there, Mike. You're all right. I mean, if you want to come forward, obviously, you can do that. We've got our Aviva super fan here. What's your name? Where do you come from?
Michael from Wicklow.
Come on, Michael. And you've got I think a bunch of questions. One question for our panel here. Mike seems to have wandered off, but he's back in situ. Go for it there.
Yeah, my question was obviously talked about kind of Italy not really turning up, and obviously you're saying there's 20 years in the competition now. Is it time to look for, bringing in some sort of qualification, that we maybe start looking to some of the Georgias or Romanias to kind of qualify and bring them into the competition in place of Italy, or do you think we just stick with Italy and keep hoping they turn up?
Yeah, it's a difficult one to have a of a competition for the Six Nations because the calendar is so compact for games. You can even see that the structure of the Six Nations has changed this year. So like, for instance, there's a game next week which before would have been only a rest week game, another rest week, and then finish by 2. So it's very demanding on players and clubs as well to facilitate that. I know I can see people's frustration, but the other question there is like obviously, would people travel to Georgia and Romania for matches as well? I know Michael is a big fan of it as well. And but look, it's I suppose at the end of the day, like, I know it's frustrating at the moment, but as I said before, like, Italy have been tricky opponents for us in the World Cup as well. So it's just hopefully in the next number of years that they do build some sort of a competitive edge in the Six Nations to make a more formidable team.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Millie, for that question. That's great.
Good
also, coming in on hashtag Aviva Fan Studio here, John just generally wants to know what we all think about the bonus point system. I mean, great in a day like today. That's the key, Fiona.
That's it. And they introduced that a couple of, was it last year, just to make it more interesting. Do you know? So I think it does. It makes it more interesting. It takes it away from just the points difference at the end, and it means that teams have to play. Yeah. And I think, just to go back to your question briefly, they could introduce something like that qualification, and that the Tier B Cup qualification tournament would run at the same time, and it could be bottom of Six Nations plays top of Tier B, and I think there's huge value in that, and I can see that happening. Okay, so when we're back here in 3 years talking about that, you heard it here first, okay? But I can't,
when we're in Georgia,
because it will. I don't want to go to Georgia.
I will.
No, I don't want to go to Georgia. France.
France. Listen, we're all up for that. All right, listen. Thanks a million to our pundits for the minute, everybody. Finish here, 28 points to 0 is the half-time score. We'll probably see changes in the second half. Let's hope we do, and that we can see this one out, everybody. Yeah.
Rossi,
Cake, Rossi, cake.
Quick.